Our movie begins during World War II with a boy named Angus. Angus loves the sea but is terrified of going near it, constantly imagining that he would drown and no one would be able to save him. He has a passion for collecting seashells, a hobby he used to share with his father. One day, he finds a large rock that is surprisingly lightweight and decides to keep it. His mother, Anna, calls him to come home, and Angus takes the rock and his shells to the family storage shed. While examining the rock, he notices that it starts to peel, revealing a strange color and a sticky substance oozing out of it. Before he can investigate further, his mother calls him again, and he leaves. As he walks away, the rock moves slightly. Later that night, strong winds blow the shed door open. Angus goes down to check and finds the rock on the ground, broken open like an egg. He starts hearing noises and seeing things move. Following the commotion, he discovers a small, strange creature hiding. Angus cautiously reaches out to it, but the frightened creature tries to bite him. Angus quickly runs to the kitchen, grabs a knife, and offers the creature a potato, which it eats. This act of trust allows Angus to touch the creature without fear. However, Angus notices that the creature has a wound on its back. He rushes to get a first aid kit and treats the injury. He leaves the creature in the shed and sneaks back to his room so his mother doesn't notice he was out late. The next morning, Angus wakes up to find a military unit stationed in their garden. Captain Thomas informs them that, under orders from Central Command, the unit will remain on their property for a while, with only the officers staying inside the house. Later, Angus goes back to the shed with a dictionary from his late father's library to learn more about the creature. He finds it chewing on his father's old shoe and realizes it's hungry. Angus sneaks leftovers from the kitchen to feed it. Angus names the creature Crusoe, inspired by the author of his father's favorite book. While reading the dictionary, Angus fails to identify what Crusoe might be. After Crusoe finishes eating, Angus notices its skin is dry and in need of water. He places Crusoe in a basket filled with water, and the creature appears happy and playful. Over the next few days, Angus bonds with Crusoe, feeding and playing with it in secret. One day, Angus' mother starts suspecting something is hidden in the shed and asks their new handyman, Lewis, to clean it out. Angus sees Lewis throwing out water and worries about Crusoe, but when Lewis looks inside, the creature is gone. Crusoe has grown bigger and has somehow moved into the house. Meanwhile, the cook's dog, Strunk, spots Crusoe, causing chaos in the kitchen. The dog's leash gets tangled, breaking pots and pans, and eventually, Strunk is locked in the shed to prevent further destruction. Later, Angus' sister, Kirsty, screams after seeing Crusoe in the bathroom. Angus calms her down and explains everything. She promises to keep his secret. The next day, Anna gives some of her husband's old clothes to Lewis, telling him her husband drowned at sea a year ago, though Angus doesn't yet know this. Lewis starts fixing the bathroom pipes but stumbles upon Crusoe. He's shocked but reassures Angus and Kirsty that he won't tell their mother. Lewis identifies Crusoe as a rare, legendary sea creature that is both male and female and only lays eggs once in its lifetime before dying. During a dinner party held by the military officers, Crusoe escapes from the bathroom. Strunk chases the creature, wreaking havoc in the house before Crusoe jumps into the garden fountain, eating fish until sunrise. Lewis discovers that Crusoe has grown too large to hide and suggests taking it to a nearby lake. Angus reluctantly agrees, and they transport Crusoe there. Back at home, Anna insists that Captain Thomas trains Angus with the soldiers to keep him occupied. While Angus is busy, Crusoe waits for him at the lake. One day, Angus sneaks away from training and takes a boat to the middle of the lake, where Crusoe emerges, now enormous. Crusoe, happy to see Angus, invites him to play. Overcoming his fear of water, Angus rides on Crusoe's back. As they play, Angus notices the lake is fenced off with military nets. When they return to shore, a soldier spots Crusoe and mistakes it for a threat. The next day, the military conducts weapons tests near the lake, firing live ammunition. Angus tries to intervene but is punished for disobeying orders. Meanwhile, a local man claims to have seen a monster in the lake and fabricates a photo to gain fame. Two fishermen, Walker and Strunk, decide to capture the creature. Angus sneaks out to check on Crusoe and finds it acting aggressively, now a wild animal after the attacks. Heartbroken, Angus returns home, but when he hears the fishermen searching for Crusoe, he rushes back to warn it. Crusoe defends itself, capsizing the fisherman's boat. Walker flees in terror, but Strunk is saved by Angus, who nearly drowns in the process. Crusoe rescues Angus, but the military receives a report of an attack and begins firing missiles into the lake. Angus convinces Crusoe to escape. Riding on its back, he guides it to the lake's edge. With the military nets and missiles blocking the way, Crusoe leaps over the barriers and into the open sea, finally free. As the sun rises, Angus bids farewell to his only friend, watching Crusoe disappear into the ocean.